And we are back. It is now semi-final 2 night, and honestly, it was such a good night last night. I actually feel a little bit sorry for Croatia for what happened, because to be honest with you, I actually thought for the vast majority of that game, Croatia were the better team. And I know some of you might be thinking, how can you think that when it was 3-0 to Argentina? But I genuinely do. I think if you look at it from an overall minute-to-minute perspective, I would say probably 60 to 70 minutes of that game, Croatia were probably the better team. But football isn't normally won by the best team. It's won by key moments, and the key moments went in Argentina's favour. Firstly, Dejan Lovren just decides to do a vintage Lovren and try and take matters into his own hand. His whole team plays the high line, but Lovren drops back, leaving Alvarez onside, and then obviously Stonewall penalty. I know there were some, particularly in the ITV studio, that felt otherwise, but an absolute clear-cut penalty. Fantastically put away by Lionel Messi. Then one of the most FIFA goals you've ever seen in your life from Julian Alvarez for the seconds. 3 or 4 rebounds back to him that resulted in him making it 2-0. And from that point on, I still think Croatia were probably the better team. They were the ones trying to create more. All of Argentina's best moments came on the counter-attack, but sadly, without that sort of world-class striker, trying to rely on the likes of Kramaric and Petkovic and Orsic, they just didn't have that cutting-edge Croatia. And I think with a better striker on the pitch, it could have been a different story. But as they pushed and they pushed, the game got more and more stretched. And then Lionel Messi picked up the ball one more time and decided to have a go at the young Vardiol, who's had a phenomenal tournament. Without any shadow of doubt, will be in the team of the tournament. But Lionel Messi took him to school with some of the best dribbling you've seen at this World Cup, and arguably at any World Cup. Turned him inside out, cut it back to Julian Alvarez once again, and it was 3-0, and that was that. So, fair play to Argentina. They did play much better in this game. It was their best result of the World Cup so far, and their results have progressively got better as this World Cup has gone on. So, they're looking good for the final. Who they're going to face, we're obviously going to talk about now, but fair play to them. You would say, in the end, that the better team won, even though I felt Croatia played better for more of the game. I know that's a weird analogy to sort of say, but the better team won in the end, and it was fair credit to Argentina. They're fully deserving of their place in the final of the World Cup once again, and they will face the winner of tonight's game. So, as always, please drop a like on this video if you're enjoying this series. Let's see what that result did to the overall series, and then we'll look ahead to tonight's final. So, I, of course, went for 1-1 in normal time, and I actually went for Croatia winning it beyond the 90-minute match. But, of course, it was 3-0 to Argentina, so it meant Croatia lost the game. So it is sadly 0 points for the match day, which then means that my tournament score stays at 44. In retrospect, it looks like a bad prediction, because obviously Argentina won 3-0, but I'm not going to complain too much. I do feel like on another night, if those key moments went in Croatia's favour, they would, of course, have won the game. So, oh dear, excuse me. It is what it is. 0-0, sorry, 0 points, 44 for the overall score. Let's get into tonight's game. And look, I know I have been very anti-Morocco, and I've said fair play to Morocco at every single thing that they've done so far. They have beaten Belgium. They have beaten Spain. They have beaten Portugal. Each result seeming even more impressive than the last. And I look at it tonight and I sort of say, if Spain was an upset and Portugal was a shock, France would be an absolute miracle. And I say this not only because I think France are a better team than the previous teams that they've beaten, but it also looks like Morocco are having to deal with an awful lot of injuries tonight. And we don't really know what sort of team they're going to be able to put out. Their entire team looked completely shattered at the end of the Portugal game. Their key players all had to go off because they were tired. Some of their defenders had to go off injured. Their backup striker is now suspended. So there's just so much against Morocco tonight. And that's before the fact that France are just another level again on Portugal and on Spain and on Belgium. And as much as I want Morocco to win, I just don't see it happening. And I know the Moroccan fans have been in the comments on the last couple of videos bigging themselves up, but I'm sorry, I just don't see it happening. I really don't. I think the French are just one step too far. I'm going to be respectful. I'm going to go for 1-0 to France. I don't think it's going to be a hammering. Obviously, if France are able to get a goal in like the first 15, 20 minutes, it could be a hammering. Because, again, if Morocco can't field a significantly good enough team due to the injuries and suspensions, then, yeah, France could run away with this one quite easily. But I just think the French have too much to offer. I don't think Morocco have played anyone like Giroud yet. They've handled teams that pass the ball, that run with the ball, but I don't think they've really handled a player like Olivier Giroud before in this tournament. So I think he's going to be the difference today. And I just think overall France are just too much for Morocco in the end. So I wish them the best of luck. I will be supporting Morocco tonight because obviously I want the underdog story to happen. But for me, it's one step too far. And as I say, best of luck to them. I just don't see it happening. And that is going to be it for today. As always, let me know down in the comments what you think is going to happen for today's game. Let me know what you thought of my prediction for last night. Let me know who you think is going to win the World Cup. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you are new around here. I will be back on Saturday morning for my prediction for the 3rd-4th playoff. And then, of course, we'll look ahead to the final on Sunday. Thank you very much for watching.